My time is almost up.
Stop struggling! Why not accept your destiny?
So according to Deadline, Nezha 2 has officially cracked the top 5 highest-grossing movies of all time, even surpassing Star Wars The Force Awakens at the global box office. Pretty wild, right? With that kind of success, I think we can all agree that Nezha 3 is practically a guarantee at this point. But the big question now is, could Gong Bao return as the villain in the third movie? Let's break it all down, along with all the latest updates we have on Nezha 3. At the end of Nezha 2, we see the Chan sect returning to Yuzi Palace, while Nezha and Ao Bing commit to continuing their fight against the oppressive group. But of course, the story doesn't just stop there. The movie throws in a mid-credit scene that sets up some major expectations for Nezha 3, and it's packed with potential hints about where the next installment might be headed. In that scene, Wu Liang descends into a hidden vault where Shen Gongbao and his father Shen Zhengdao are being held captive. That alone is a pretty big deal, but things get even more interesting when Wu Liang makes Gongbao an offer, one that could completely change the game. He tells Zhengdao that he can give him a happy life, but only if Gongbao agrees to have a fealty curse placed on him. Now, we don't actually get to hear Gongbao's answer since Wu Liang leaves before he can respond, but it's clear that he's cooking up something big. Wu Liang also drops a crucial piece of information. He has a special plan for Gongbao in the deification war. That means if Gongbao does take the deal, we could see him back in action, this time as a tool in Wu Liang's grand scheme, possibly working against Nezha and Ao Bing in Nezha 3. On top of that, it looks like Nezha is in for an even bigger challenge in the next movie. That same mid-credit scene introduces another major complication: his brothers. We see them arriving at Yuzi Palace, summoned by Wu Liang himself. The catch? They weren't around when it was revealed that the Chan sect was corrupt, so there's a good chance they'll side with Wu Liang, completely unaware of the real situation. If that happens, Nezha could find himself on opposite sides of a fight with his own brothers. That alone could make Nezha 3 one of the most intense and emotional installments yet. Meanwhile, let's talk about how massive the Nezha franchise has become. During the 2025 Spring Festival, China's box office hit a record-breaking $1.3 billion, surpassing all previous highs. Nezha 2 was a huge part of that success, proving that audiences are still deeply invested in this story. Given how much hype and momentum the franchise has, it's really only a matter of time before Nezha 3 gets an official announcement. So, with all of this in play, Wu Liang's mysterious plan, the possible return of Shen Gongbao as a villain, Nezha's brothers potentially becoming his enemies, and the sheer scale of the Nezha franchise's success, the third movie is shaping up to be a wild ride. Whether Gongbao chooses to accept Wu Liang's deal or finds another path, his role in Nezha 3 could be crucial. And if Nezha truly has to fight his own brothers, we might be in for one of the most dramatic and high-stakes battles in the series so far. With Nezha 2 now sitting at a massive $2.085 billion and still climbing, this is nothing but great news for Nezha 3. The animated sequel is projected to hit $2.1 billion before its run in China ends, and with upcoming releases in Indonesia, Japan, and Europe, the total could go even higher. This kind of momentum is exactly what the franchise needs to ensure that the third installment is bigger, bolder, and even more ambitious. At this point, Nezha 2 isn't just breaking records, it's making history. It has officially joined the ranks of the all-time highest-grossing movies, standing alongside Avatar, Avengers Endgame, Titanic, and Avatar: The Way of Water. That's an insane achievement, especially for an animated fantasy film. While climbing any higher on the list will be tough, even staying at number 5 is a major win. It proves that the Nezha franchise isn't just a hit, it's a global phenomenon. For Nezha 3, this success means that the studio has every reason to go all out. Bigger budget? Check. More breathtaking animation? Absolutely. A deeper, more epic story? Without a doubt. With the franchise now at the top of the box office food chain, the third movie can take more risks, introducing more legendary characters, and expand the world even further. Plus, with the hype surrounding Wu Liang's mysterious plans and the possible return of Shen Gongbao as a villain, The next chapter has the potential to be the most intense one yet. Beyond just Nezha 3, this is also a huge moment for animation and fantasy films as a whole. People tend to underestimate animated movies, often treating them as less than live-action blockbusters. But Nezha 2 just proved that an animated fantasy film can compete with and even surpass some of Hollywood's biggest franchises. It's a wake-up call for studios worldwide. Audiences love high-quality animation, and they're more than willing to show up in huge numbers for it. Another major takeaway here is how much the global box office landscape is shifting. For a long time, Hollywood dominated the conversation, but Nezha 2's success shows just how important markets like China have become. This could mean we'll start seeing even more high-budget, high-quality fantasy films coming out of China and other non-Hollywood regions. So, with all this in mind, it's safe to say Nezha 3 is in an incredible position. The demand is there, the fan base is growing, and the box office success has proven that this franchise isn't slowing down anytime soon. Now, it's just a matter of when we'll get that official announcement. Nezha 2 has already proven itself to be more than just a visually stunning fantasy film. It carries a message that deeply resonates with audiences worldwide. Its symbolism and themes of resisting oppression, questioning authority, and standing up against corruption make it a powerful story, no matter what cultural lens you view it through. This is exactly why Nezha 2's impact can continue growing, even beyond its box office success. The film's anti-establishment message isn't just relevant in China, it speaks to people everywhere. In a world where political unrest, government overreach, and social injustices are constantly in the spotlight, Nezha 2 taps into something deeply universal. Whether audiences interpret the Chan sect as a critique of U.S. militarism or as a stand-in for any form of corrupt leadership, the takeaway remains the same. Fighting for justice, even in the face of overwhelming odds, is always worth it. That kind of message gives Nezha 2 longevity far beyond its theatrical run. This also means that Nezha 3 has the opportunity to build on this momentum and take the story even further. At this point, the only real question is, when will Nezha 3 be officially confirmed? Given how well Nezha 2 performed, the studio would be crazy not to move forward with another installment. Hopefully, we won't have to wait too long to see where Nezha's journey takes him next. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.